point. And that makes it 14-10. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively. And it's second down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 41. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now they'll change things up. Another run for Brown on second down. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Only took them 3 plays, and they're already in the red zone, just like that. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Darby. Touchdown! A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes it a 21-10 game. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. They'll set up to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. He's going to go up top again. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for New England. 48 yards.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. They'll look to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. From the 21, here's the 2nd and 8. Now a handoff up the middle. Pike. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on third down.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. Back now in Cincinnati. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And now here's a carry heading left, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 133 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. Takes it to about the 37.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Looking to throw. Darby under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. .31 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's DJ Turner who's got it. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
That's on the guard, Alex Kappa.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
They were just trying to give their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
To throw from his end zone, Darby. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. Now he's free at the 35. Jamar Chase. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to 1st and goal.
Brown. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Darby. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
A 34-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another fourth down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I figure I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. This is 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
Back to throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Bengals, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for New England, they'll fall to 1.